Well, hey everybody, John Ritland here, and
The Terminator.
what are you calling this smackdown?
Lincoln Incontinental.
They shit the bed with this episode.
Not completely, but enough.
They didn't completely shit the bed, I will agree with you there.
Yeah, this isn't an episode of Raw on any given day.
I will start off with a couple things before we get into the review. One, I'm worried about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
They have made no mention of him. Now, if he's taking time off, if you just want to take time off after Mania, that's fine. But I rewatched that Kofi-Bryan match at Mania. He was holding his head a lot at the end, and I don't know if he was selling. I hope he was selling.
Me too.
I'm just worried that maybe something's wrong with Bryan. They're being closely guarded. Also, I want to say the SmackDown, or the Superstar Shakeup is pointless. If they're just going to put people back at... No, let me make it clear. Whatever the reason is, Andrade is back on SmackDown, whether it's Charlotte, whether it's Fox, coming up wanting a Latino star. Just don't fucking do this stuff and then go back on it because it just doesn't... It screws up a whole bunch of potential storylines, whatever. WWE needs to plan ahead better on this.
Yeah.
And they aren't. Zelina, Alistair. I mean, whatever. You need Zelina there with Andrade for now. But anyway, so yeah. Shane mentions Mount Mushmore.
Yes. A little Sildexic, are we?
I'm already done with this thing with Shane. I'm not ready to... I'm not saying write off Shane completely. I have no desire to see him wrestle, though, at all. And this is going to probably build to Reigns versus Shane at SummerSlam. You know they'll do it. And they shouldn't. I'm sorry. If you want to see Shane in the ring, that's fine. Corey, I literally want to start committing acts of violence whenever Corey's on commentary now. He is atrocious.
Thankfully, he avoids that at my house.
Well, whether it's your house or not, I don't want to go to jail, Chris. I like being free.
Yeah.
But be free. Corey needs to be off one of the shows.
Yeah.
Like, put it down to a two-man commentary team.
Put him on SmackDown.
And if you want to have a three-person commentary team on SmackDown or something, fine. But I think Cole and Renee could do just fine because Renee's not as big of a bitch as Cole. I just don't... I'm not a fan of the thing they're doing with Shane. And no, what kind of man would hit another man's father? Shane? I mean, pot, meat, kettle?
I believe that was the joke
I know.
The commentary made.
Yeah, I know. I mean... But then we get we get Roman out there. And then Roman...
Gets ambushed.
Well, yeah, but Roman first drops the mic and then Shane drops the mic. No one asked for a Shane versus Roman feud. It didn't work.
I think Shane might have.
Okay, none of the fans want to see it. How about that? Or at least, I don't know. If people do, that's fine. But yeah, Elias ambushes him.
But he's the best in the world, John.
Elias? Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Elias. How did Reigns not hear Elias coming with that flowery shirt that he had?
Oh, but it's not like it came out of like Lawler's dumpster of clothing.
This is true. Yeah, and you don't want to know about Lawler's dumpster.
Anyway.
But yeah, so yeah, they beat up Roman. Whatever. It's and then we got Shane and Elias talking. We're getting Elias versus Reigns of Money in the Bank, by the way.
Yeah.
At least it keeps him out of the Money in the Bank match. I'm disappointed though with Elias because I was kind of hoping he would have a chance to win it. But Drew, it should be Drew, by the way. I want to clarify once again, we're going to do this in every single review because some people might miss them. You will be at an indie show of Money in the Bank.
Yes.
I will be reviewing Money in the Bank solo. If Money in the Bank is a bad show, you will get the full double barrel experience of me being angry. But anyway, I won't
have any Vicodin to give him, so he'll be fully unhinged.
Take Vicodin, God forbid. I actually had to take Vicodin. I was offered to take Vicodin when I burned my hand with a propane tank backfired. I didn't take it.
Why'd you do that?
It was a Canadian RV that backfired on me. It hurt. Anyway, yeah, we get New Day with Kevin Owens with Kayla. That was an interview. And then Balor versus Andrade in the match of the night, easily.
Yeah.
Zelina's there. They cut a promo. Andrade is trying to learn English, and I give him credit for that. The problem is they probably should have waited another number of months before making him say that.
Yeah, and you know what? Give him some opportunities to cut some promos. Zelina's there as backup.
Right. He did fine. I give him full credit. English is a very hard, especially American English.
Yes.
It's a very hard language to learn. I give Andrade full credit. I just don't want him to be mocked openly a ton, even backstage or whatever.
But anyway,
Right.
we get into the match. The match was great. Ends with Zelina trying to
Crossbody.
hit a crossbody on Finn Balor. Finn Balor gets out of the way. Andrade catches her, sets her down, checks if she's okay, turns. Just stomp.
Yeah, the good old coup de Gracie.
Yep, and then he gets pinned. Which it may be setting up for a breakup between Andrade and Zelina.
We could. And your idea was?
My idea was that, as he gets a little bit better in English, he only needs to say a couple lines here. At a point where, Zelina ends up messing up again somehow.
Right.
And Andrade then just goes, "You know what? I don't need a manager. I need my queen." And Charlotte comes out, and those two work together from there on.
Andrade would have questions if Charlotte came out.
And then Zelina gets to pair up with not only Andrade's old rival, but also her husband, Aleister Black.
Okay, now would Zelina work as a face?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is true.
That or, it's a heel tweener pair.
I mean, could
Because Aleister can exist in that middle zone.
Yeah, it kind of would. I like that idea, though. But then, Balor winning. So, Elias doing his thing again. We get them challenging to Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Kairi Sane with Asuka versus Peyton. I actually forgot which Iconic it was. This match was about 2 minutes.
It wasn't very iconic.
It was not.
Iconic.
I like the Iconics, but I don't mind making the champions look... I'm not even saying bumbling. I don't mind building up challengers to face them. But this is the second show in a row they've done this. Actually, no, this is the fourth show in a row they've done this. Your championships aren't going to be very credible at all if you do this. Like, even if they win at Money in the Bank, which they should, whoever they face, it's not going to be very good if, they lose all the time on TV, even if it's in single matches, and then they win when the championship's on the line. Okay, that formula sort of worked for a little bit with some teams, but it's not going to work with the Iconics when they were beating the powder before, and then suddenly won the titles out of nowhere, which I was happy about.
Yeah, but now they're just getting beaten to powder.
Yeah, and we don't need that. We didn't get Mandy and Sonya out there. And then suddenly Jinder and the Singh show up.
Apparently they want to compete for the women's tag team titles.
I mean, the Singhs... Jinder could. Seen the freaking, roid boobs that he has? Mandy... I don't know what they're doing with Mandy and Sonya.
Yep.
They need to do better with Sonya. Mandy, they're already determined with. The Singhs... Put the Singhs in the tag team division, split them from Jinder. Seriously. This shtick of 2 years is enough. Don't you dare make Jinder any kind of champion on SmackDown. No one wants that. And if you're raising your hand, please stop that. Please. Oh, and Aleister had a promo that was pretty basic. I mean, it was fine.
Familiarizing the crowd with his character since he's been tagged with Ricochet for a while. It's good for him to have some separation.
Right, because you got to keep them separated.
Hey.
So Gable versus Jinder doesn't happen because Lars attacks Gable.
Gable God!
Why do they hate Chad Gable?
Because they want to build Lars.
I have no issue.
Have you seen all that beef?
All that beef. I just seriously don't understand why they hate Gable, because they pretty much hated him for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. He should be everything Vince would like.
Except he's too short.
Yes, but Vince has pushed short guys before. Sean, Brett.
Right.
One was Canadian and one lost a smile.
Yeah.
But so Lars attacks the Singhs. Should have attacked Jinder.
We felt like Chad Gable was part of one of the more exciting tag teams at one point.
Oh God, right? Good old American Alpha. But Lars then attacks Gable. He attacks the Singhs. Truth comes out. Truth gets pretty much beaten down really quickly.
Yeah.
And then we have Charlotte and Becky. No one wants this match again, except Vince.
Yep.
That's why his company will be better off when he's dead. They had good banter, but we've seen it before. And before. And before.
Yeah, and they made it a point to recognize that.
And I'm not knocking Charlotte.
But it was completely undermined by what happened later.
Right. Well, let's just say this first. Charlotte has worked for everything that she's gotten. I give her credit. Is she going to get the opportunities because she's a player? Absolutely.
Sure, but she doesn't exist on pure name value alone. She is single-handedly the most technically proficient female wrestler.
Yeah, I'll say that. We didn't need this, so Bayley comes out and confronts Charlotte and will not take any of Charlotte's shit.
Yeah, except for later.
Yeah, which was great, and that was great. Bayley was stepping up, doing all this stuff, got rid of the two men, probably slashed him and threw him in a volcano. Bayley versus Charlotte to determine who faces Becky. And did they have Bayley win? Did they fucking bollocks?
What he meant to say was, no, they did not. It was puzzling. Bayley should have won this. You could have Charlotte go for the Money in the Bank. Have Bayley win this one. Have her face off with Becky. Have a great match. What did they do? Not that.
They do not do the thing.
They had Bayley lose.
Yeah. Which, look, Bayley did have an impressive performance. Somebody pointed out to me.
This is a great match.
She looked great. She did look great in this match. She always looks great in general. But she did look great in this match. It's probably the best that she's looked in a while. Except for the Sasha feud, which they could have not fucked up multiple times.
We're past that.
But I won't be. But
no.
Charlotte winning, unless Becky beats Charlotte, then you're just going backwards with the division.
Yeah.
And I got nothing against Charlotte.
I told him, I was like, what's probably going to end up happening, she's going to tap Lacey Evans out with the armbar, but on the left arm. And then during the Charlotte match, Lacey's going to hit her with the woman's right near the end of the match.
And she could.
And the ref is distracted.
Or she beats Charlotte earlier in the night, and Lacey gets a tired Becky, and then we get Becky chasing Lacey maybe to SummerSlam to take the title from her. So yeah, then we get the Firefly Funhouse.
And we'll move on from that before he gets too angry with himself.
Burn it alive. Burn everything alive. Burn it all.
Down.
Leave nothing but scorched earth, because that's what's left of Bray's character. Go Japan. Nakamura versus Kofi. It was fine.
Yeah, it was a good match.
New Day, Big O.
The champion was the main event. Get.
But yeah, Nakamura, Rusev was there, and it fitted Sue, as you pointed out.
Yes.
And then we get, we get Owens and Xavier on commentary.
Yes.
Rusev causes a DQ, and then
Big O and Xavier Woods rush in to save Kofi Kingston. Kevin Owens is about to be taken out by Nakamura.
I think so.
And Xavier got him out of the way.
Yeah.
And then as he got back up, super kick by Big O.
Well, Xavier got sent over the top rope. Yeah. Nakamura was outside, hit to Kinshasa, and then it looked like Kofi and Owens were celebrating, and then the super kick.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get a heel Kevin Owens, which it's probably better that we didn't try this face Kevin Owens. Not that Kevin Owens isn't likable.
Sure.
I just worry what they're going to do when Owens loses.
Yeah.
Because he should be WWE champion. I'm not saying you should cut the legs out from Kofi right now. I'm not saying that. But you've kind of painted yourself into a corner again. They need to release some people.
They do.
And they need to do it soon. Rumors are Sasha may be sitting out the remaining 2 years of her contract. Who knows? D+. I'm sorry, D+. Really, besides that opening match, I didn't really care for a lot of this stuff.
I'm going to give it a C. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a bad time, really, except for that loss for Bayley.
And the iconic stuff and Gable getting beat down. No, for me.
Oh,
I'm not saying for you.
But if you agree with him, or if you agree with me, or if you have a different grade, there's a poll right up here. You can grade, or you can leave a comment down below.
And you can do all that stuff. So yes, there will be other videos up later in the week. We will have the normal Raw SmackDown reviews, but once we get to Money in the Bank, we will be doing the predictions after SmackDown.
Yes.
But then I'll be reviewing it myself.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. Do all the stuff that he said, and we will see.
Like and dislike, hit subscribe.
Yep. And I am Jonn Ritland. That is
the Durbinator.
And I will enjoy watching Bray's character burn to the ground because Vince hates us.
I'll enjoy seeing what comes next.